All right, I want you to start in a comfortable seat. So sit up on whatever height feels good for your body, whether that's a block or a cushion or a folded up blanket. Never feel like you have to sit with your legs crossed. If that feels comfy for you, go for it. But if not, feel free to arrange your legs any way that you like. It might feel nice to rest your hands into your lap or to the tops of the thighs. I want you to soften the tops of the thighs and the hips. And then extend the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. And your gaze soft, your eyes closed. Let's just start to notice how the breath feels, moving in and out. Breath draw in through the nose, down the throat, into the bottom of the lungs, expanding the belly. And taking long exhalations, releasing all of that air from the lungs, softening the belly. Noticing anytime your attention starts to drift away from your breath, gently inviting your awareness back to your next deep breath in, and your next long breath out. With a big full inhale, let's extend the crown of the head up towards the sky. And keeping the chest facing forward, as you exhale, slowly turn your head to the right, just as far as feels safe for your neck. And we'll take a big breath in, drawing the head back to the center. A long breath out, turning the gaze to the left. Inhaling back to the center. Exhaling to one side. Okay, let's continue this a couple more times, following your own breath. Next time you inhale your head to the center, let's pause there, lifting up through the chest. As you exhale, slowly relax your chin towards your chest. With a big breath in, lift the crown of the head back up towards the sky. As you exhale, slowly tip your head back just as far as feels safe for your neck. Inhaling, gaze draws forward, crown of the head lifts up. And we'll exhale the chin towards the chest. Breathing in, crown of the head floats back up towards the sky. Breathing out, let the head tip back. We're going to pause here. Keep your lower jaw relaxed to begin with. Coming out of this anytime you need to. If this feels good, you want to deepen this. Think of lifting your bottom jaw up towards the ceiling. And taking a breath in, gaze draws forward, crown of the head lifts back up. Let's exhale the chin towards the chest, pausing there for a few breaths. Inhale, crown of the head back up towards the sky. Keep your shoulders a roll. And then feel free to stretch your legs out, shake the legs out. And we're going to change the cross of the legs. And when you're ready, you can come back into that comfy cross-legged seat or arrange your legs in a different way that feels better for your body. We're going to take our strap into our hands so the backs of the hands are facing towards the ceiling. And our hands are a little bit wider than our shoulders. And then I want you to pull some tension into your strap. We're going to lift up through the chest and the crown of the head, gently hug the shoulder blades towards one another and draw the shoulders down away from the ears. As much as possible, we want to keep the head, the ribs, and the pelvis all stacked here. And then only as much as feels safe for your shoulder joints, keeping that tension in the strap. I want you to inhale and start to lift your hands up in front of you. And you can pause at any time. If there's pain, stop. If it feels okay, you can keep lifting up. And then once you're up to the maximum point and feels okay for your body, we're just going to exhale and slowly lower down. And the whole time, we're gently squeezing our shoulder blades towards one another, keeping them down away from the ears, and try to minimize the movement through the rib cage. So as the arms lift, you naturally will want to press your ribs forward. We're going to try to avoid that. Inhaling, letting the hands rise up in front of us, keeping the hips relaxed. And then exhaling and letting the arms lower. So that's the first option. You can keep moving the arms just in front of you. Next option is to inhale, taking the arms up, and this is only if it feels okay for your body to lift your arms right up over your head. And then keeping head, ribs, pelvis stacked, and elbows not locked, but not deeply bent. We're going to exhale and take our arms back behind us. So you should start to feel a nice big stretch across your chest. Take your hands wider apart if you need to, so that you don't have to bend your elbows or jut out through your chin. Keeping the tension in the strap. When you're ready, let your arms rise back up. And then forward and down. Okay, so I want you to play with this. You move within a range of motion that feels safe for your body. Be mindful of your breath. You can rest anytime. This is hard work for the upper back and the shoulders, so rest if you need to. Next time your arms lower down in front of you, let's pause there. Give your shoulders a roll, drop your strap off to the side, roll through your wrists. And we'll extend our legs forward, roll through the ankles, give the knees a little shake. And then if you're sitting on any height, I want you to move that out of your way. Okay. Take your strap or your scarf, whatever you're using, place it near your mat so it will be within easy reach, and then come down onto your back. Once you're all the way down on your back, you can hug your knees in towards you, rock from side to side. Taking your knees to the middle, placing both of your palms on your right knee. We'll slowly touch the left foot down to the floor. And you can hold here. If it feels okay for your body, stretch your left leg all the way out, flexing both of your ankles. Focus on lengthening the back of the neck and softening across the chest. Let the back of the left thigh get heavier towards the floor. Deepen your breath so you can feel your abdomen expanding towards your right thigh. And then reaching for your strap, let's take the strap around the sole of the right foot and slowly reach that foot up towards the ceiling. I want you to maintain as much of a bend in your knee as you need for this to feel like a stretch without being too intense. And then think of the shoulder blades, backs of the upper arms sinking towards the floor as your chest softens. Tune into your long, deep breath. As you breathe out, slowly bend your knee in towards you. Move your strap off to the side. Hugging your right knee in towards you. Once you bend your left knee, plant your left foot onto the floor. And then flex your right ankle, ankle onto the thigh, opening up that right knee. Perhaps today this is where you stay. If you want to deepen this, take both hands to the back of the left thigh. Left knee draws towards the left armpit. Lengthen through your spine. And then close your eyes or soften your gaze. Just feel your breath moving in and out. And as you breathe out, let's slowly release. And take your ankle off your thigh. I want you to bring both of your knees back in towards you. And then let's extend our arms out from our shoulders, palms facing down on the floor. And your knees and your feet together, flex at your ankles, lifting your heels up just a little bit. Start with a big full breath in. And contract your core. As you breathe out, slowly lower your legs to the right. We're always going to make sure that the lower back feels supported. So you want your legs to rest on something. You can add in a block or a cushion. You can come down to the floor if that feels okay for you. Let your heels slide away from you a little bit. And then allow the shoulder blades to settle towards the ground. Accidentally bumped Ziggy and he's very offended. Now he's leaving. Think of each inhalation expanding your lower back muscles. And as you breathe out, try to soften some tension. And with your head in the center, contract through your core. Using that support, inhale, bring your legs back to the middle. And hug your knees in towards you and rock side to side. And the knees back in the middle. This time we'll take both palms onto the left knee. Lower your right foot down to the mat. And you can always pause here. If it feels good to stretch that right leg all the way out, go for it. Flex both of your ankles, drawing your left knee in towards you. I'm just going to take a few deep breaths here, allowing the back of the body to sink towards the ground. And finding your strap. Taking your strap around your left foot this time, slowly extending that left leg only as much as feels okay for your body. Think of the top of the left foot drawing down towards you. Stay as relaxed as you can through your upper body. And focus on your breathing. The long breath out, bending your knee in towards you. Moving your strap to the side. Keep your left knee in towards your body. And then plant your right foot back onto your mat. Flex your left ankle and take your ankle onto your thigh. Staying here if that feels best for you, or drawing the legs in towards you, making sure that that right knee is drawing towards your right armpit. Big, deep breaths. A couple more breaths here. And then slowly release, taking your ankle off your thigh. Let's keep both knees in towards the chest. And re-extending the arms at shoulder height. Now with your knees and your feet together, ankles flexed, little lift through the heels, and then a really deep breath in. Engage your core, nice and slowly with control. Let's lower the legs to the left as we exhale. Remembering to add support under the legs so the lower back is safe. And slide your heels away from you a little bit. And then let your body grow heavy and relax. Your arms wide, head in the middle. Draw your navel towards your spine. And as you inhale, bring your legs back to the center. Squeezing your knees in towards you, rock side to side. And with the knees in the center, let's softly touch the feet down to the floor. Place your feet hip width apart and then bring your arms close to your body, palms facing down on the ground. Making sure the back of your neck is long. Take an exhale and sink your lower back down into the ground. And engaging through your core, we'll inhale, slowly peeling up through the spine, knees staying hip width apart. You pause anytime you need to or come out if you need to. And try to see if you can feel your abdomen expanding each time you breathe in. One more deep breath in. Engage your core as you breathe out. We'll roll ourselves back down. And bringing your knees back in towards you. Knees and feet together, ankles flexed. Let's all interlace our fingers. Take the hands behind the head. And keep the elbows wide. Think of the shoulder blades hugging towards one another. Okay, nice big breath in. And contract your core as you exhale. Think of curling up towards your knees. Back of the neck stays long. Shoulders down away from the ears. Let your head be heavy in your hands so your neck can relax. We'll exhale, lowering the head back down. Releasing your palms from behind your head. One more squeeze of the knees in towards you, and a little rock from side to side. And with your next breath in, I want you to carefully make your way up to sitting. Okay, now let's just come into a comfortable seat. So maybe you add a little height beneath you. Arranging your legs however feels best for your body. We're going to take our strap again. This time I want you to bring it behind you. You're going to hold it so that the palms of your hands are facing away from you. You can start with your hands about shoulder width apart. Pulling some tension into the strap as you lift up through the crown of your head and think of that stacking of your spine. And from here, with your hands about shoulder width apart, if you want to deepen this, you can start to let your hands lift away from the floor. But as you do that, try not to arc a bunch through your spine. So you want to keep a tall spine rather than a deep arch through the low back or pressing out through the ribs. And if you want to make this more challenging, you're just going to walk your hands closer together on that strap and see if you can maintain that nice tall spine as you do that, and a big full breath. Let's take a breath out and slowly release. Strap can go off to the side. Give your shoulders a roll, maybe a shake of the arms. And then extending your legs out in front of you. We're going to come into a butterfly. So soles of the feet can touch. You can decide today if you want to keep a big long diamond shape and open up more through your low back and outer hips. Or if you'd rather tuck your heels in closer and stretch more through your inner thighs, your choice. Whichever option you take, I want you to start with a deep inhale, just to lengthen more through the spine. And then core supporting you as you exhale, you can start to come forward. And today that might look like a straight spine the whole time, if that's safest for your body. If you prefer, you can round yourself forward, let your head be heavy. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And then wherever you feel tension in your body, think of your breath moving into that tension. And keeping your chin towards your chest, let's contract through the core, take a breath in, and carefully draw back upright. And eventually lifting the crown of the head up, rolling through the shoulders. And from here, let's make our way onto our hands and our knees. If you're sitting on any height, move that off to the side. Come onto all fours. And we're going to start to open up a little more through the shoulders, the side body. So I want you to stack your hips over top of your knees. Start with your hands underneath your shoulders. And then slide your right hand out to the side off of your mat, but still in the same line as your left palm. A little squeeze of the shoulder blades towards one another. We're going to take our left hand towards the top right corner of the mat. Fingers spread wide apart. Okay, as you breathe out, I want you to bend into your right elbow, let your chest and your head get heavy. Press down through your left palm and lengthen down the left side of your body. Pressing down through your right palm, let's inhale, coming back up to the center. Taking some time here in the middle to just move in whatever way feels good for you. And coming back to wrists underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We're going to slide the left hand out to the side, off of the mat, fingers spread wide, hug through the shoulder blades, and then take your right palm towards the top left corner of your mat. As you breathe out, we'll bend that left elbow, let the chest and the head be heavy, pressing firmly into your right hand. Keep your hips up nice and high. If this feels like too much for your body, you can always just come into child's pose instead. So really listen to your shoulders here. Pressing down through your left hand, let's inhale, coming back up to the center. Again, giving your body permission to move in any way that feels good for you. And then when you're ready, I want you to rest the tops of your feet on the floor, big toes touching. Knees can be right close together or really wide apart. And slowly sink back into child's pose. Yeah, it might feel nice to take your hands under your forehead or back beside your feet, just letting your shoulders soften. With a breath in, stretching your palms forward, look up to the top of your mat and come onto your stomach. The legs stretch back behind you. Bring your forearms out in front of you. You can stack your arms, rest your forehead there. Take your legs about hip width apart. And then let's bend our right knee. And then I want you to either use your strap, looping it around your ankle, or stretch your right hand back. Choose the option where your knee stays straight back in line with your hip. You're not taking your knee out to one side or causing any pain in your knee. We're just going to draw the heel towards the glute. You can rest your forehead on your left arm, soften your neck. Releasing this anytime if there's any pain in your joint. Taking a breath out, let's release the foot, stretch the leg out, give it a shake, roll through your ankle. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So start with your legs hip width apart. You can use your strap or use your palm. We'll bend the left knee, reaching for the left foot or looping your strap around your ankle, making sure that your knee stays straight back in line with your hip. There's no pain in your joint. Take a deep, steady breath. And as you breathe out, let's release. Shake out that leg, letting go of any tension. And then place your palms under your shoulders. Spread your fingers wide apart. Contract your abdominal muscles. Take a breath in. Come up to your hands and your knees. Okay. From here, two options for you. One option, knees and feet go wider than the hips, toes tucked under. We will walk ourselves back into a squat. Okay, maybe adding support under the heels. If that feels like too much for your joints today, second option, straight into a forward fold, feet hip width apart. Okay, so please go where it feels best for your body. Take good care of your joints. If you're in your squat, your hands can always stay on the ground to support you, or your palms can press together. Wherever you're at, focus on your breath. From a squat, touch your fingertips down to the floor. As you breathe out, we'll slowly lower the head, lift up through the tailbone. Let's all walk our feet to hip width apart and parallel and come to a forward fold here. As much of a bend in your knees as you need. Be kind to your low back. Relax your neck. Your chin towards your chest, press firmly into the soles of the feet, engage the core. We'll inhale and roll all the way up. As you breathe out, big circle of the shoulders. Soften the arms alongside the body, stretch up to the crown of the head. Take a moment here, deepen your breathing. Let the ribs expand in all directions as you breathe in. And soften as you exhale. And let's place our palms onto our hips. From here, I want you to step your right foot over your left foot. So your legs are crossed, all 10 toes pointing forward, a little micro bend in your knees. Okay, grab the back of a chair or a table or something close by if you need to steady yourself. Let's try to keep the hips squared forward. And pressing down through the base of the big toes, breathe in, lift up through your chest. Contract through your core. As you breathe out, slowly hinge from your hips. Hands could slide down your legs here to support you, or again, you could use the back of a chair or blocks or books or soup tins, whatever you have nearby to support you. Take your hands onto some support. Soften your neck. Think of your left shin pressing into your right calf. Tailbone lifting up. Crown of the head heavy. Contract your core. So walk your hands up your legs. As you inhale, or slowly lift the torso back up and cross the legs. Have a little shake. Coming back to mountain pose. Palms on the hips. This time, left foot over the right foot. Okay, all 10 toes pointing forward. Micro bend in the knees. So place your feet in such a way that you can have a tiny bend, especially in that back knee. And then deep breath in, lift up through your chest. And core engage, we'll exhale forward. Hands can walk down the legs or reach for whatever support feels good for your body. Base of the big toes pressing down as the tailbone lifts up. Engaging your abdominal muscles, hands can walk up the legs to support you. Let's inhale, carefully come back up. Uncross the legs. Have another wiggle, letting go of any tension. And returning to mountain pose. Spread out through your toes. Find a micro bend in your knees. We'll breathe in, lift the sternum. Contract your core. Exhale, chin forward. Slowly rolling all the way down. Your hands can walk down your legs here to help you. And once you're in your forward bend, you have the option of just keeping your arms hanging down in front of you. But if it feels good, you can lift your palms up to your lower back, interlace your fingers, and then extend your arms in Yoga Mudra. Okay, breathing out. Let's relax the arms all the way down in front of us. Bend your knees enough that your palms can come down to the floor. Spread your fingers wide. Engage your core. And looking forward as you inhale, walk your hands forward to downward dog. Nice long distance between your hands and your feet. Lift up to your tailbone. Let your chest get heavy. Child's pose is also an option. So if that feels better for your body, go straight to child's pose. Engaging through your core. Take an inhale. Lift your heels up high. Shift a little more weight into your palms. As you exhale, lightly touch your knees down to the mat, and let's all take child's pose here. Looking forward as you breathe in, come back onto your abdomen. From here, let's stretch our right arm forward in front of us and then roll onto the right side. So you're going to stack your hips, your knees, and your feet, resting your right ear on your right arm. If you want some extra support, you can add a cushion or a block in between your ear and your arm to support your neck. And then carefully, I want you to bend your right knee. So your bottom knee bends, heel comes behind you. We're going to stretch your left arm back. Okay, and this is where you might pause. Just let your left arm hang back behind you, bend that right knee, pause there. If it feels like an easy connection to hold your foot with your hand, that's another option. Make sure there's no pain in your knee or your shoulder. Let's keep our hips stacked. And then slowly draw your left toes a little further out in front of you. So you begin to lengthen down the outside of your left leg. Hips still stacked. From here, as you exhale, you can start to draw your left shoulder back. You might start to roll towards the back of the skull. Make sure your head has lots of support so your neck feels comfy. Allow your chest to begin to open up towards the ceiling. And lots going on here. So you modify this in any way that you need to. There shouldn't be any pain in your body. You should be able to take really big, deep breaths. Releasing your foot, extending the legs. Let's slowly roll back onto the abdomen. Okay, take a moment there in the center. You can rock your hips side to side, loosen up any other parts of your body that need it. And then extend your left arm forward. Carefully roll onto your left side, stacking your hips, your knees, and your feet. You're making sure that your neck has enough support here. And then carefully bend your left knee, left foot comes behind you. We're going to stretch our right arm back. Remember, you can pause right here, so don't force that connection. If it feels easy to hold your foot with your hands, that's another option. And with the hips stacked, we can start to slowly draw the right toes out in front of us, just as far as feels safe for your body. And as you breathe out, letting that right arm, right shoulder grow heavier, begin to rotate the chest open towards the sky, supporting the back of the skull with a cushion or a block, or your left palm maybe. Coming back to your breath. Releasing your foot, extending your legs, carefully rolling back onto your stomach. And rolling through the shoulders or rocking the hips from side to side. And then placing the palms under the shoulders, contract through your core. Take a breath in, come up to all fours. Then from hands and knees, I want you to just shift your weight over onto one hip so that you can swing your legs out in front of you. You might sit up on a bit of height here. A block or a cushion or a folded up blanket. And then with your legs stretched forward in front of you, let's take our feet wide apart, flexing at the ankles. So the tops of the feet are drawing towards the shins. With your fingertips resting in front of you, lift up through your chest, softening your shoulders. Engaging your abdominal muscles to support your low back. Take a breath out and slowly let your torso come forward. And the more height you have underneath you, the more you'll be able to tilt through the pelvis so this won't pull so much in the low back. You might also want to find a little bend in the knees if that feels safer for you. So find what feels good. Deep bend in the elbows. And let your breath move into wherever you feel tension. With the help of your palms, take a breath in, slowly come up. Help your legs come back to the center. Give them a shake or a rock from side to side. And then anything you're sitting on, move that off to the side. And we'll shift forward on the mat and come back down onto the back. And once you're on your back, hug your knees in, rocking a little more side to side. And your knees back in the center. I want you to start by just taking one hand on each knee, and then reach your sits bones forward and draw your shoulder blades down towards the floor. Let's take our knees out towards our armpits. The knees are wide, spine is nice and long, chest open. Check in, make sure the back of the neck is long. Deepen your breath, let the belly expand towards the thighs. We want to stay where our spine is the longest, so that might be right here. You want to deepen this a little. Flex your ankles. Reach your hands down the inside of the legs. Hold the inner edges of the feet. And don't go anywhere else. Keep the heels low and think of the shoulder blades drawing back down towards the floor. So the chest is still nice and open. Keep breathing into the belly. You can stay where you are, or you can see how it feels. As you inhale, just raise the sole of the right foot to face the ceiling. So right ankle comes over right knee, and you might sink down a little through that right knee, rocking a little bit over to the right side. And then as you breathe out, we're going to lower the right heel down, coming back to the center. And if that felt good, you might inhale, the sole of the left foot face the ceiling, ankle over the knee, left knee starting to sink down a little to the floor as we rock to the left side. Okay, exhaling to lower that heel. If it feels good to go side to side, you can explore that a little more following your breathing. Next time you exhale and lower your heels down, we're going to pause there. You can take your hands back onto your knees, rocking again side to side, or maybe making some circles with the knees if that feels nice for your lower back and your hips. Checking in with your body. If there's any other little movements that you feel like you need before relaxation, you can take the next 30 seconds or so, make those movements. And then we're going to stretch out on our backs, getting nice and comfy. And grabbing any warm things that you need or a sip of water. Stretching out on your back. Feeling welcome to add support behind your knees or to roll onto one side if that feels better. Palms could rest on the belly, or the arms can go nice and wide, the hands facing towards the ceiling. With your gaze soft or your eyes closed, let your attention sink into your body. Conscious of each breath coming and going. Giving the body permission to relax and be still. Start to deepen your breathing. Becoming aware of the sensations in the body. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Roll your wrists and ankles. Tilt your head side to side. Take a big full body stretch. Hug your knees in and rock side to side. Slowly make your way up to sitting. Find a comfortable seated position. Close your eyes or soften your gaze. And take a few more moments here to just watch your breath coming and going. Thank you for being here. Hope you have an awesome day. Unmute.